Hope all of you are with the sound mind and sound health. And let's start and share some knowledge regarding the issues about investment and fintech. As I see, most of you are from the accounting background and especially accounting student. So I try to give some link with accounting and how can you get benefit from here too. Because the course is on investment and that's not accounting, it's different course. So hopefully you get better link in both investment and accounting, because now we need to know multidisciplinary approach for every sector. So as you are from undergrad still and you understand the situation due to the COVID-19 is not in favor of the fresh graduate. We see lots of job layout in the last 2 years. It's almost 2 years the COVID-19 going on. So the world has changed and many things already changed. Hope we always think that we will go back again the old days before the COVID-19, but we cannot go back. And even the COVID-19 over, everything will become normal, still we cannot go back. Because in the meantime, last 2 years, we already changed our behavior. Many things, our behavior, our taste, our choice already changed. If you think that if government open everything, there will be no risks for COVID, we will go back in normal life and eat as before. We go outside and meet in the restaurant and eat regularly in the restaurant. I don't think so. We'll not go back again as before. Because in the last 2 years, we already experienced how to cook at home. We already know what is the taste of our own cooking. And we also know what is the difference in our home cooking and restaurants. And we also already adapted with new style, new time management. Previously, we think we cannot manage time, but now we know how to manage time for my cooking. So people, it takes around 3 weeks to change a behavior. But last 2 years is too long to adapt with something and to fix it with your complete behavior and lifestyle. So now cooking at home, and living at your own way is embedded with your lifestyle. So whatever we think will go back again, everything will normal, that will not become normal. Everything will become normal, but our behavior already changed. We cannot behave as before the COVID. In one sort, we already advanced far than before the COVID. So we should understand many issues here. And especially post-COVID, we struggle lots in the COVID, but there's not that much in terms of our economy or lifestyle, rather than is mostly on the stress related to the health issue. But the post-COVID will become a new challenge, especially for the fresh graduate. When you go in the market, in the job market, we say this is a very unlucky time for the fresh graduate, those who will become graduate in this year or last year or the next year. This is a big challenging time for them because the job market is not flourished. It's already shrink lots and many layout happen. So those who are the experienced job holder, those who are the experienced person, they are unemployed. And now in the job market, there are lots of unemployment. So people go, everyone go together, and fresh graduate has lackings of experience, and they need to compete with the experienced people in the job market. So this is a big challenge for them. So you need to know something better than the experienced person. You need to gain something different than the experienced person. Experience means those who are the job experience, already has experience in the working experience, and you are the fresh graduate. So as a fresh graduate, you need to compete with them, and you need to show your competencies are better than the experienced person. And so you need to see what is the job market looking for after the COVID, how they are planning to employ people. At the same time, if you don't apply for the job market, you go for personal investment, there's a personal finance, or if you want to work in the portfolio investment or the unit trust or the mutual fund, you need to also know the investment criteria, what is going on in the market, how market changed and how market behave after the COVID, because the market consists of the people like us, the investors. So what is their nature, how they're thinking after the COVID is important. And also those who are not even involved in job or job in the financial markets, we are also aware about the personal finance. All of us have some savings, and we try to invest in the passive income, for the passive income. So in that cases, we also need to understand how the market is going on. So this is a creepy time. We actually cannot figure out, especially we are in a haze. We are not clear what is going on and what will be the case after the COVID. So here I try to give you some highlights so you will get idea how the market is going and what the directions of future finance and future job markets, future research also. So let's focus on the post-COVID-19. That means there is no more worry about the COVID-19 issue. This, alhamdulillah, is almost over. All over the world is now decreasing. The vaccine is available. People got vaccinated. So now the big challenge is the post-COVID-19. The COVID-19 people were too much under stress, but now their stress is from different dimension. The stress is no more on the health issue, is on the economic phenomena. So if you look about the COVID-19 time, during the last 2 years, all the physical activities, especially the activity in the finance and economics, was completely stuck. Even we cannot access our bank. We never able to go to the bank. There was the lockdown. At the lockdown time, we are not able to go any places. So that's the time we completely rely on our internet, networking, mobile phone, or Wi-Fi. That means in the virtual world, our friends, our relatives, everybody is on the monitor. So the financial sector and economic sector, everything moves to monitor. So the things we can expect would happen next 20 years, 30 years, that we already advance within 2 years. This is the one of the blessing we can say from the COVID-19, that COVID-19 pushes us to advance in technology far ahead. If we see our students, you cannot imagine that we deliver lecture to the students in online for all the courses, for all the segment, including the kids, including the primary school to the universities. Now we did it. And we never imagined that the network or online will be available in every corner of the country. It's a very remote area, but now it's available. And we also cannot expect that the oldest people, the senior citizens, those who are not techno savvy, but now they know how to scan in mobile phone. They know how to use the Wi-Fi because they are bound to do that. And that's the way we already lots of years ahead in terms of technological use. And this COVID-19 pushes all the countries of the world move towards the digital economy. So digital economy is in the state of the art technology and it's the demand of time. But the COVID make the demand more immersed. Therefore, people now is more eager to enter about the in digital economy, and it's become very easy for them to enter. And digital economy is no more uh, something beyond our understanding. Now many people understand it. And fintech, financial technology, is the key point of the whole digital economy because money is the here, money is the key point of the whole economy running, and finance is involved in every aspect of the economy. And as long as the whole economy is moving towards the technology oriented, so financial technology is the issue here. So in the pandemic time, we saw that the markets, investment, people, it's a long time ago, from the long ago, we are no more going in the physical market. There is no need to go in the physical market. All of our some markets are online. We can buy and sell stock, bonds online. And we have virtual account, we have account in the online and trading in online. And most of the investments activities are also in online. So it's nothing new for us, but it's easy for the many people to enter in the market. And those who are not techno savvy and those who have some reservations about technology or afraid of technology, now they can easily enter the market for the investment. And it's a great opportunity for those they always think to come in the market, but afraid of the technology. But now is the time for them. So what we have observed in the pandemic time, that the whole capital markets, the including the money markets, the commodity markets, derivatives, forex, all the financial institutions and markets performed in online. And people, we had no access of the physical money at the time. You cannot go outside. So how can you pay your bill or everything? Most cases, government said postpone, but still we continue our life. So many cases we go for the online transactions. We go for the e-wallet. We know how to use the bank transaction, mobile money, or e-wallet. So this is now nothing unknown or nothing new. It's very common to everyone. Even the oldest people, senior people, those who never think to open a mobile phone, or those who even don't know how to reload the money, but now know lots of things about the technology. And if you look at the banking institutions, all the banking activities, including the central bank or commercial bank or investment or even the non-bank financial institutions, everyone's now in online and running digitally and serving, providing their service online. So as the students, undergraduate students, you should be proactive to know the digital economy, to know the financial technology, to know the technological accounting, and how the investment will link with the technology issue. So if you look the performance of the financial institutions in this COVID time, here I show a graph here. This is from my article. I work on the Australian capital market. This is the initial reaction of the market when the market announced, or when the country government announced the COVID-19 is a pandemic of the country. Similarly, we also worked on the ASEAN, and at the moment when government announced the pandemic in the country, how market reacts. And if you see the overall market index, the market all over the world is now bullish. The market is bullish. Market is in recession almost. If you look the index curve, the curve is steadily downwards, and it's a disaster in the market. But is it for everybody? No, it's not for everybody. Overall market react negatively, but the market never react negatively for everyone. This is also time many people become rich. So rich, if you look the recent statistics in the pandemic time, the worker group lose 4 billion USD, but in again is the top 4 or 5% of the richest person of the world gain 4 billion USD income. So their income increase more. So it's a trade-off between the poor group and the rich group. How the money move from the poor group, bottom line people to the top 1% people. And this pandemic also causes the inequality increase further, because the rich are always going to reach, because they know the money, they understand the tone of money, they know how money talk and how can increase the money. The poor are always poor because they are struggling with understanding the tone of the money. If you see the market, then all the sectors didn't perform bad. Some sectors did very well. And if you see the statistics for this thing, it's not the first time. Those who see the COVID very much worried, those who are the youngster or those who are novice or young researcher or the young investor, they see this is the first time. But this happened in always market. If you look the H1N1, if you look the Zika virus, if you look the several pandemic happened before, the market always behaved the same. So those who are experienced, they know which sector will flourish. So they just take the action instantly and make huge money out from the market. And the general people or small investors, those who have no idea about the crisis time, they lose lots. The market, you see the overall declining trend. Most of the people lost their investment, but not everyone. If you see this graph, you see that after the announcement of the pandemic, the food sector rise by 15 to 20%. The pharmaceutical increase 15%, telecommunication increase 15%, healthcare also increase around 15%. Why? This is instant reaction within 10 days. Just announcement of pandemic causes some sector flourish because they know this sector will make huge profit in the pandemic time. This is their time for business, making better business. So health sector people will become more cautious and they will buy more health product and they will focus on the medicine and the vaccine. So health sector goes high up. Telecommunication, people's now bound to use the Wi-Fi mobile phone. Only way to talk is the mobile phone. Only way to social gathering is the Wi-Fi or internet. So now last 2 years we are in the cave, like the cavemen in the prehistorical time. So we stay in the cave and don't see any others. We are scared to everybody, even our neighbor. We don't want to see any other face. Okay, so the only way to see the face is Wi-Fi or internet connection. So the people understand that we only can survive by talking to each other through mobile phone. That's why telecommunication, you see the income of the telecommunication, the revenue of the increase huge in the last 2 years. Pharmaceuticals increase use, food, people, whatever they do, they eat. And also people eat more because when people stay at home doing nothing, watching movies, whole day just eat and watch movie. And also if you want to reduce your stress, just eat. And if you have not so much busy with something, you are relaxing your time, you always eat. So food sector increased lots. And whatever it is happening in the economy, people must eat. So food is the way to survive, and this sector flourished. So you see, those who know the market, those who understand the market, those who understand the investment, they make use here. And another sector flourishes is the digital sector. So and if you see in the against the transportation, because the lockdown, people cannot go out. The whole transportation sectors decline. Technology sector initially declined, now later on increase. Real estate initially less decline, but later on now is the very crisis time for real estate. Now it's also a good place for investment in the real estate. We are coming on that. And then the energy, because there's no transportation, no international flights, so energy sector fall. So this is the typical scenario for all the pandemic. It's not just the first time. If you look history of the all the pandemic, same scenario. So those who understand the market, those who knows the investment, they just make lots of money from this market. So if you see the other performance, what about the corporate business? The corporate business, most of the corporate business did not so much good. Most of the corporations did make loss in the last 2 years, except some. And the stock market is very interesting. It give you very gist in a very quick time. What is the situation going on whole economy? Which sector is doing what? If you just look at the stock market, if you look the sector wise stock or index, then you can realize which sector is performing better, which sector is not good. And one interesting thing happened in the pandemic in the derivatives market. You have some idea, I hope, about the derivatives. Derivatives is the future market or the option market. This is for the future. Suppose we buy for the future product, and the energy price was negative in the derivatives market. We saw in the pandemic time, how come price become negative? Price may be zero, but cannot be negative. But it's happened due to the derivatives market. In the derivatives market, normally people buy product for the future time, suppose for the 6 month, 1 years, or 2 years, or 3 months advance product. So many people invested in the physical commodity in the derivatives market. So if you have the idea about the market, there are several types of product. One product is the commodity market, and you can buy the commodity product. Commodity product is the agricultural product, such as the rice, corn, or in the soft product like the sugar or barley, or the metal product like the gold, silver. This is a physical product, or the energy product like the oil and lubricant relevant to these things. So people, one thing you should understand, then those who are in the stock market, they are the investor. They are not the product buyer and seller. They are the investor. Their job is to buy and sell stock or the financial instrument to get money. They don't like the gold or silver or the product. They want the money. So this is a different things. So they use the commodity as a means, as a tool to make financial money. They treat it as a financial instrument rather than treat it as a physical commodity. So when people bought the physical product in the commodity market, they bought it in advance for the derivatives market. Suppose somebody bought 1 million barrels of oil. So the oil company will deliver it after 1 year. So in the derivatives market, the price, time, place, everything is fixed. So when they bought it before the pandemic. And when people bought it before the pandemic, they don't know what is going on in future. So they bought the price, they bought the oil at a very high price. And then see at the pandemic time, when the delivery time arrived, they need to receive the product because suppose 1 million barrels of petrol will deliver to him. So now he cannot sell it because now it is locked down. Nobody want to buy the oil or petrol, and nobody don't know when we can sell it because now it is locked down. We don't know how long it will continue, and the energy price is very low, very low. First of all, the guy who is in derivatives market, he make huge loss due to the price because suppose he bought the barrels $100, but now per barrel is $20. Okay, he make $80 loss here. And then at the time when the delivery time came, he cannot sell it because normally those who are dealing in the derivatives market, they sell the product at the on time, but now he cannot sell the instrument. So he need to receive the 1 million barrel, but 1 million barrel of petrol is a big amount. And whenever he received this petrol, he need a big warehouse. But this is not his business. He's just dealing it as a tool of investment. But now the product come to him is a physical product. It's not a paper anymore. The paper is very easy, just a paper. It's a written 1 million. But now the whole physical product, commodities come to him. Where should he place it? Okay, though now he already bought the product. He paid the money 1 year ago. Now the product come to him. So what should he do? How can he handle this product? Where should he place it? Because you need a long or big warehouse to keep 1 million barrel of petrol. And this is not your business. You don't have that arrangement. This has happened to you in on a sudden. So the only way is you need to release yourself from this burden. Okay, if you rent a warehouse, there's another further cost, huge cost. Is 1 million barrel is huge. So you need to buy a huge warehouse, and you don't know how long you need to keep it. Another 1 year or 2 years of pandemic, how long it will continue? No idea. And you also have no idea when the price will go up. So as a investor, they don't want to go in the uncertain place. So what is the best place, the best game here? Just take out of this thing. So you just try to make yourself release from this burden. So they said, okay, whoever want to take this barrel of oil from here, I will give him extra money. Extra money. The oil is free, but people don't want to take this oil. What will I do this one? Where will I keep it? Okay, then and nobody will come here to collect this petrol, who is spending his money because the petrol price is now very low. If he buy the petrol in the petrol price that is very low, why he come here and take this free petrol? Spending by his losing his own, running his own petrol. So the investor, he also give extra money to the charge the fuel cost. If you come and take 1 barrel of petrol, I will give you another extra $1. That's interesting. So that's why the market price is negative. It's not only zero, it's free, the petrol is free, plus I will give you extra money to take the petrol from me. So that's why the derivatives market became negative. This is very interesting happen in this history. And one thing, if you know about the Islamic finance, that's why Islamic finance said these are all forbidden. The derivatives markets working in this way is not Sharia compliant, it's not allowed in Islam because it creates excessive risks. And the person who bought 1 million barrel, he already lost huge. He already lost 1 billion due to the price, and he also lost extra due to the negative price. If he don't sell it, if he don't release from it, then he need to pay the warehouse cost. And this is not easy that you handle millions of barrel of petrol anywhere. You cannot put it anywhere because there are some legal and compliance issue. Government will catch you. Okay. And you cannot dump it anywhere. And then if you look the investment fund or unit trust fund or the mutual trust fund, this fund, they are not doing any production. They have no any business. They just buy the stock of other companies or bonds or other instruments. So the mutual fund or the unit trust or investment fund, so this guy collect the other tools, and they also perform bad due to this pandemic. In one sort, they are good because their portfolio managers are expert. The portfolio manager has some idea about the market. So whenever they see the market is performing negative way, they change their portfolio. Even they are experts, so they already move to the other products like the food, pharmaceutical, and technology or telecommunication based, and they also sell the most risky product at the beginning. But those who are the individual investors, like you people or me or the others, individual investor, they are not expert and they face most of the crisis. The financial crisis mostly goes on the individual people. Okay, then go to the real estate. What happened to the real estate market? If you look the real estate market is slow. It takes time to understand the problem. And now the problem arises because people, lots of people fail to pay their installment. So lots of properties go in the auction market. If you go in the auction market now, it's very cheap time. It's very easy time to buy cheap real estate. And this is the perfect time to buy, to invest in the real estate. But real estate show huge risks in the pandemic time. You invested your money in an apartment. You invested your money in a shopping mall. You invested money in a factory. You invested money in the restaurant or any other establishment. But what happened in the pandemic? Nobody is able to pay the rent. If you have shop, you cannot collect the rent. If you give the rent to the shopkeeper said no sale. Shop was closed in last 6 months. So no, so how can I give you the rent? If you rent the apartment, many people said, no, how can I give you the rent? I have no income in last 6 months. So the real estate also face lots of threat. If you see the shopping mall, very, very big shopping mall, thousands of shopping mall in every city, what happened to them? No rent at all. But in against, you need to pay tax, you need to pay electricity bill, you need to pay lots of other bills, maintenance and security bill. So there are bills are there, but you has nothing earned from that real estate. So real estate face different scenario in this pandemic. And when many people not able to pay their installment, and people buy the real estate based on the bank loan or other loans. So when they uh, lost their job, and many people lost their job already, and many people has no business at all. So what they do, how can they pay the installment? So they are not able to pay the premium, every monthly premium or quarterly premium. And now many real estate products are in auction market. So if people fail to pay the installment, then what happened? The properties take in the auction market, the financing group, the banks or the other financial institutes, those who finance in this real estate product, they take it and sell it in the auction market, and people surrender. Now if you go in the real estate auction market, this is a good time and good place to invest because you get very cheap product now. Look at the bank performance, what how bank did in the COVID-19. A bank, the business of bank is money. They give the money to other people and take the money. That's all. They completely rely on the cash flow. When their cash flow is stopped, they die. You see, the real estate, they invest in the real estate. That means they give the housing loan or loan to the other people. But many people now surrender their case. They cannot pay the installment. They cannot repay the installment. So what happened? Bank, all lots of cash flow stop. Bank don't receive any cash flow. But bank receive lots of real estate. Because they give the real estate, they give the loan for the buying car, they give the loan for buying house. Now they have lots of house, lots of car. What will bank do with this car and house? This is not their business. Their business is money. They rely on the cash. But now what they do with the lots of asset, and this is no income asset, and what they can do, they can go in the auction market and sell it. And in the auction market is also low price, because this is not the good timing for the market. There's not enough people in the auction market, and those who are there, they also not willing to pay lots. Everyone is in crisis. So overall the price of the whole asset is far low, and bank lost lots. And rather than bank business is the cash flow, and cash flow should be on time, but there are lots of cash flow stop, and bank is in big crisis now. Almost all of the bank of the world is now in crisis. So they are injected by central bank extra financing. And that's why central bank more focusing on banks. And another problem is interest rate is almost zero everywhere. Central bank reduce the interest rate to circulate money in the economy, to maintain the money supply in the economy. If you have any idea about the open market mechanism, if you see when the market is going to shrink, people don't have money and people has no confidence to spend more, then central banks try to give more money. They give inject in the market, money in the market, supply more cash in the market. And one of the mechanism is to reduce the interest rate. So when the central bank reduce the interest rate, everywhere of the all of the world, you see interest rate is very low now. And what happened, the commercial bank, if the interest rate is low, people withdraw their savings from bank, and no more interested to save in the bank. And also people has no income, they are just taking their saving out from the bank. So in that situation, banks are more vulnerable. They are facing lots of cash crisis. In one sort, they have no cash inflow. Another source, what the savings they have, people withdrawing their savings, and bank is in big trouble. Similarly, if you look at the insurance market also the same. People buy insurance, mostly the travel insurance, vehicle insurance. You have a car, motorcycle, you buy insurance. You didn't buy insurance, you didn't go out last 2 years. Why you buy the insurance? So you didn't get the health insurance, and in against the health insurance, many people get sick and they claim health insurance. So insurance company need to give lots of money out rather than new money come in. And at that time, insurance company also cannot take new clients because they don't know what is the health condition of these people. So it's a complex situation for insurance also. In one sort, there are lots of claim, they need to pay it. Another source, they have not enough income. No, many people are going for traveling, so traveling insurance almost closed. No international trade insurance already closed. No new life insurance, or no education insurance, and no new health insurance, except they just need to repay lots. So insurance companies also facing a big trouble. And look at the savings account. The savings account, due to the interest rate is very low, people are not interested to save in the banks, and people are also facing crisis, cash crisis. So they are withdrawing more money from the bank. So banks are the savings accounts, or the saving agencies are also facing the problem. And physical business also in the big trouble. People cannot go outside, and they need to maintain lots of health issues, lots of hygienic maintenance, and that's very difficult to adjust with that. And supply chain was broken. Most cases, the supply chain was broken, and the demand side also broken. And only the online business was doing very good. If you, and in case of the food sector, whatever you see, the small entrepreneurs in the roadside, those who sell the small business, or those who sell the food, small restaurant, all over the world closed, except those who sell by online. Suppose the food panda or grab, those who deliver food online. And I saw that there's a huge queue in the KFC, in the Pizza Hut, in the McDonald's, due to online selling. So in the pandemic time, not everyone did bad. KFC, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, their sales increased few times more. I think 3, 4 times more than before the COVID, because people has no other option. All the restaurant shops are closed, so they can only order from online. And who has the online platform, or who is selling it to the food panda or grab system? Only the in this chain stores, or only few, so they make huge business. And if you see the online shopping, if you cannot shop anything, you cannot go outside, you have only option is online shopping. And online shopping business flourished lots in the pandemic time, and they make huge profit. So this is the case what happened in the pandemic. Now you see the scenario and what happened the investors. If you are an investor, the personal investors or institutional investors, your confidence about the COVID-19 on the investment tool was shook lots, and you cannot rely on any traditional investment tools or investment vehicle. So if you look at the stock market, there's crash though, and new peoples on in the stock market, most of the buyers and sellers are the individual, the small guy, and they are the loser always. And the big guy, big entity, those who have enough expertise, enough resources to analyze, they are always winning. And if you see the stock market, when the small buyer are not there, then stock market crash. Then if you see the investors, all the stock market is now very bad condition. Same, okay, in the bond market is just the opposite of the stock, because bond has fixed coupon rate, and the bond did better when the interest rate decreased. And bond market supposed to do better, but bond market had most of the cases the bond with the option now. So the companies or corporate can call the bond at the time of pandemic, but still bond market did better, or sukuk bond or sukuk did better than the stock market in the pandemic. But not now, because now those who are issuing new bond, the bond is with the low coupon rate. One things. Another thing is those who are issuing bond, the company rating is very low, because bond company, all the companies are facing big trouble now. Financially, they're in big trouble, so their rating is very low. And those who have the old bond, the secondary market, and previously it was a good rating bond, but now due to COVID, the bond rating decreased. So the overall market price of the bond also decreased. So investors also lost lots of money in the bond market. Initially, it was very nice. Initially, if you can sell it very high, you get the very high price if you sell the bond at the initial stage of the COVID-19, because that time interest rate decreased and bond was very high. Bond give the high coupon rate, and it was very lucrative. Okay, then look at the commodity market. People, I just mentioned the energy or the oil and petrol. This market was gone. It's a disaster, even negative. Okay, and then, but what happened? The opposite one, the gold and silver market, the metal market, or the agricultural or soft commodity market, the rice, corn, soybean, sugar. This market was okay, fine, but the market for the gold and silver and metal increased huge. And that is the always, the relationship is always that the energy and gold, they goes in the opposite direction. Okay, or the stock market and gold is always opposite direction. and the interest rate and gold market is always opposite direction. Here I'm talking about the physical gold. It's not the gold index or gold company stock or the other gold unit trust. This is physical gold or physical matter. So if you invest in the gold or silver, that you did very good. So before the pandemic, I bought some gold, also silver. Now they're very high. Okay. And then there's also time to sell it. If you know the market, you know the way how to behave. The investors know how to behave it. So they know the nature of the market. So if you have good confidence and good confidence on your understanding, then you can do it. Why we need research? If you are a good knowledgeable person, at the beginning of the pandemic, you go in the article, search in the online, what should I do in the financial market at the time of pandemic. Pandemic is not nothing new. This is not the first one. Previously, lots of pandemic happened, and every time all the pandemic behaves same. The product gold, silver always goes up, interest rate always goes down, and the few industries always goes down, and few industry always flourish. And that is the nature of the pandemic. And that's happened every time. Those who are the expert, they go in the research, look in the Google what the people did in the previous pandemic, what the article, what the research published in the previous pandemic, what happened in the H1N1 or the other swine flu times, or there are few SARS and MERS time, what happened at the time. So there are lots of research there. Those who expert, they go back to the research. That's why we need research. Those who understand the value of the research and publication, they go back at the time and see how market behave at the pandemic time. And investors, the good investors, expert and smart people, take the action instantly, and they just shift from one product to the another product and they make loss. That's the way they are dealing. But those who are the small investor, personal investor, they are the loser, and that's the case always happen. And I already mentioned the forward market. That's actually disaster market. Most disaster happen in the forward market. And then the forex market. Okay, forex market was very unstable, and we had no idea which country will do good, which country will do bad. And we see in any crisis, the top countries, top currency always become more strong. Then you see the dollar become more strong than all other currency at the time of pandemic. And there are also international politics relevant here. That if you look the main income of the country, most of the countries' main incomes come from sort of the Middle East uh, or the Russia. Their most income come from the petrol. Even also Malaysia, most income, big part of the income come from the petrol. And those who also export oriented, big incomes come from the export. They are in big trouble. Their currency also big trouble because they face lots of problem. So in against those who are the importer, they are the rich guy. Are those who not dependent on the oil export. This means the US, the currency goes very high in against of all other currency. So these are the very basic knowledge. If you are a good investor, so go and search in the online, find out some research article, published article. Lots of articles already talk about this issue. So if you just summarize this and you get the idea what to do in the uh, pandemic time. Okay, then the real estate market I already mentioned. This the come the cryptocurrency market. So in the pandemic time, people was not able to go out. So the only approach is go to the online, the fintech market. So this is the another approach, another time to flourish the fintech. Some fintech didn't flourish, but some fintech flourished lots. Some fintech especially relevant to the travel, tourism, or transportation, like the Grab or the travel relevant. They didn't do good, but the other fintech also did very good. So you look at the fintech, what the merits of fintech and digital economy that we observe in this time, or even the post-COVID. The fintech is based on internet, and that was the means we use in the last 2 years. And now, even after the COVID, did you cancel your Wi-Fi connection, or did you cancel your internet use, or reduce it? Not that much. It is still continuing, and it will continue. Once you adapted something, you cannot erase it. So the based on the internet, the fintech will continue. You see, now everyone is in online. Even I'm teaching here in online. My kid is taking class. He's attending class in online. She's in another room. She also doing continue her class. So everyone is taking class in online. Everyone working on the online, and everyone has their own laptop. You see, now previously we never give the laptop or gadget to our kids. Now everyone has laptop, and my kids also know lots about the internet because she need to do everything in online. Her class, her assignment, everything. And teachers also give lots of assignment. And then now they are adapted with the internet. So this is a demand of the time. And the fintech is based on internet. This is a big positive sign for them, and for the flourishing of the fintech industry and rise in the e-commerce. So people's already changed their behavior. Now lots of people know how to keep the order in online and use ordering in online, buy from the online. It's still after COVID-19, if you go in a shopping mall, you see people, but not that much. You see many counters still closed. If you go in the Tesco or in the other big chain store, not so many people are there. Okay, because people know how to order in online. So many ordering in online, and that's come at your home. And then digital goods and service is the demand of now. People want everything in online. So all of your softwares, all of your apps, even suppose we prepare the teaching material online. Okay, so people do everything in online. So this is the demands of digital goods and products and service. Even previously, if you wait for the taxi for a long time, but now you have no need to wait for the taxi. You just raise your hand. No need to raise your hand. You just knock in the online. You just call the grab in online. Taxi will come wherever you are. Previously, you need to go in the restaurant. Now you don't need to go restaurant. You just order online food, come at your home. So people want more digital product and service and everything online. Even you need to renew the road tax, no need to go. You need to buy the insurance, no need to go. Just they do online service. Everything is online, and online is more transparent also. So people like it. Government also like it because every transaction is recorded. In the manual transaction, there are lots of ways to underground economy. There are many ways to make corruption, but in the online, this is more transparent. You have all the record of transaction, so you cannot avoid tax or cannot avoid VAT. And government also like this. So more transparencies are here. And follow the world movement. Now you see the all over the world, peoples are aware about the online. Peoples are moving in this direction. So others peoples also need to move in this direction. The developing nations, or suppose you are the students, you also need to move in this direction. See what is the world looking for. You cannot stay behind, and that's why it's the demand of time and the trend, and there's high potential to grow. So fintech and digital economy is a high potential to grow your business, high potential to grow your entrepreneurs, grow your investment scope, and grow future activities, because in future everything will become digitalized. Okay, and it's also time saving and easy to make more money. If you go in the online, you see there are thousands of videos. People mention 1,000 plus idea of startups, 1,000 plus idea of fintech, 1,000 plus ideas of doing a small business with low skill or no skill, with internet or no internet, with nothing you can make money. People are doing that. People just upload the YouTube video and make money. There are lots of YouTubers. No education, no skill, nothing else. Just make the video and upload it and earn huge. Huge. They earn huge. You can't imagine how much they earn. So and that's why you see everything is in different direction. Business is also in the different direction. So let's learn about what is fintech. Uh, the most important enable for the digital economy. Digital economy is everything digitalized, and fintech is the key to make everything digitalized. The fintech industry grows 78% in last 2 years. Okay, mainly focusing on the payment service. So we use e-wallet, we use the online payment gateway, we use different agency or services to transfer money. And in the fintech is just cheap than the bank. If you transfer money to one country to another country, fintech is cheap and very quick than the bank has lots of formalities, bank take lots of time, bank give low exchange rate, and bank charge high fee. Whereas the fintech institutions come with a very good and lucrative models, give you better option. So most of the payment are making in the fintech. Then promoting financial inclusions. There's the carrier billings, payment agents, branchless banking. So even the banks are now in the online, so you have no need to go any branch or anything, just online. And lots of payment agencies are here. You need pay all the bills in online, and governments all over the countries are supporting the fintech because digitalizations is very necessity for every country. If you look the countries where the emerging countries or the third world countries, we say the third world countries or not industrialized country, when the industrializations happen, now we see those all are the rich country or developed country, they are the industrialized country because they catch the industrialization process. When industrialization process happen, those who absorb the industrialization, they are now rich. And those who are the third world country or poor country or emerging country, we miss the train of industrialization. But now this is another chance. This is the digitalizations. If we miss this train, then we will be loser forever. We'll be the poor forever. That's why every country try to catch the digitalization process. And even if you don't catch it, you actually cannot survive. Even business also cannot survive. If you look the business, if you remember the old business, if you use the mobile phone, you remember the mobile set name is the BlackBerry, and mobile set company name the Nokia. They're the very famous mobile set company. But now they extinct, vanish, no more. This company extinct. Nokia and BlackBerry vanish. Why? Because they were not able to update their product. The R&D was weak. They said, oh, we are stable, market is very nice, we are the market leader, our customers are fixed, we have lots of sales. And then what? They failed to make it a smartphone. They failed to make it the public demand, and then vanish out of the market. The company closed. If you remember the Kodak company, the film making, out of the out of the market, closed. But can you imagine the Kodak company all over the world, every corner they have a studio and machine and people print picture. But now it is no more physical printout picture. Everyone has the mobile phone, everyone has their digital. Even nobody people use the camera because mobile phone has the camera. Everyone use the mobile phone. So the business, if you don't able to change your business, if you don't able to update your product with the demand of the market, then you will vanish. You see many things already gone away. Many company already vanished. Nobody use the watch nowadays. But if you think before 20 years ago, everyone has the watch at their home. But it's very important. We need to check the time. But now everyone has mobile phone in their pocket, so no need for watch. That's market gone. But if you think the watch company, if they still based on that model, they're gone vanish. If you look down camera company, if you still based on this one, they will vanish. So you need to survive. If you want to survive, you need to look the market trend and need to improve the product, understand the people demands. So digitalization is now the demand. If you still look for the physical business, your old model of business, you cannot survive. Even if you see within 10 years, everything will become digitalized. Nowadays, the government also become digitalized, and governments understand the currency of the physical currency is very risky, expensive, and is almost useless. If you see the currency you do your transaction, 98% of the transaction is online. 98% transaction is just change the digit from here to here. If you transfer the money from your account to the other account, your job holder give you a salary in your their account to your account. There's no physical money. It's just only change the digit from that account to that account. One account credit, another account debit. That's the thing. So there is no physical money transaction, only the physical business. If you go outside nearby the roadside, you need to give very few amount for the food or a small grocery. You need to pay physical money, and all of your transaction, only maybe you can see only 10% you need to do with the physical money. The rest 90% of all of your transactions and your money deals with by online or digital or the card or pay. You can pay through the e-wallet or the debit card or credit card. These are all nothing physical money. These are all the digitalization. So people, even the mobile money, people have the mobile. Many countries, people fully mobile use their mobile. So all the payments through the digitalizations. And China already declared the digital currency. The government, it's not the private currencies, the government already declared the digital currency, and government pay the salary based on the digital currency. And Russia will introduce digital currency in next year. UAE will introduce next year. They already declared. And even the Nigeria also already introduced a digital currency. So many government is in this process. They already introduced government digital currency. It's not the cryptocurrency based on private, it's the government currency. So government is also moving. And previously, you see, initially many government was shaking that should we go or should we ban. And Malaysia also banned the cryptocurrency investment in the bitcoins or relevant to the other currency. But now it's open because this is the demand. You cannot stop. If you want to stop people in the right way, they will go in the underground economy, and that's more harmful for the economy. So rather than you make it legalized and process it properly, so people will invest there. And if you see the fintech, here the Singapore, Indonesian, Malaysian case. So most of the fintech startup or developed in these regions is mostly the payment. So in Singapore, you see the payments is the 60%. How to pay the money, just to payment, bill payments, and the blockchain of cryptocurrency is 19%, and investment or wealth care is 14%. So there are different types of cryptocurrencies. And Indonesia, you see only the lending is 50%. So they are highly focused on the lending. This is like another banks. Okay, they give the lending, and the payment is 23%. So only the payment and lending covers 75%. The others are not so much flourishing yet. So there's a huge scope to flourishing here. And in Malaysia, it's well diversified. So far, every sector has only diversified, except the payment is only 19%, and they have the EU wallet is 19%. Look at the Singapore fintechs. This is the fintech report 2020. So last year they had 430 startups. Okay, 430 startups, and this is the category wise. Suppose this is the payment, and this is the this is what crowdfunding. This is lending company, and so there are different types of crowdfund. There are different types of fintech. So many startups. You see, in every category of startup, there are many competitions. So many startups are come. So many business are coming in the startup, and then the investors change their model. Also, investors are looking to invest in the startup because this is the future, and there are lots of model how you invest in the startup business. One is the crowdfunding. Initially, they generate fund to the seed fund from the crowdfunding, and then it's come to the phase 1 to 3, or the advanced investment in the startup. And there are several models how you generate the fund in the startups. And startup is highly risky because around 95% startup cannot succeed due to lots of limitations. But those who succeed, they give you huge amount. You look at the graph, you look about the other food panda or the others, those you know, or Uber, huge. They initially started nothing, and now they are huge, big companies. And if you look about here, Indonesian case, you see, do you know any of them? Have you ever seen their logo? So in Indonesian case, there is only 322, and most 73, most of them are in the payment. 50% are only payment. So you may use the Alipay, you may use the others very famous one, and those suppose ES Pay. So you pay mostly through this card. And this is the lending. Lending is also 23%. There's the 33 lending, they give the financing. And the other startup are very low. And this is the Malaysian case. Malaysia has the total 233 startup till 2000. This is the this year case, 2021 report. So if you look the fintech in the ASEAN region, what happened? You see in the 2020, the fintech, Singapore grow 42%. Okay, and Indonesia go 20%. So 3 out of 5 deals went in fintech base. So total fintech growth is 65% in this term in the 2021, and the fintech is rising very high, and it will rise too much in next couple of years. Next 3 4 years, you'll see fintech market will flourish too much, and this is the time to invest in fintech. If you go in the fintech sectors, there's the way to you involve there. If you see the digitalization, this is the way to you involve there. So look at the futures of the fintech. Then the blockchain technology, the artificial intelligence, the robotic process of automation, big data, new factors of productions or marketing, 4P, 6Ps, everything changes. Now everything's come with new model. Even if you go for the investment, those who are still thinking, I use my own brain, do my own analysis and invest in the stock market, you will become the loser. Very simple. You lost everything because people nowadays use the robotic process. People use the robo advisor, and most of the investments is based on the software robo advisor or algorithm artificial intelligence basis. And there's artificial intelligence is very close and highly efficient, and that can think so many interactions at a time, that can consider so many variables at a time and give you more better outcomes rather than you individually analyze it by personally and buy a stock. And then the crypto and digital currency market is coming, and people are focusing on the crypto market and investing in the cryptocurrency. You see the bitcoins, what happened? Bitcoins reach 100,000. Wow, that's a great. And if you cannot imagine bitcoin investment in 10 years back, if anybody invests 10 years back $100, now he's a billionaire. Okay, if you buy bitcoins $100, only $100 bitcoin in 10 years back, now you're a billionaire. So can you imagine the growth of this market, how much this market can give you? That's why people are moving towards the fintech, cryptocurrency, or the digitalization investment. And you see all of the tradings, almost all of the trading, those who are used with the big investors or professional bodies or the portfolio manager, they're using the robo advisors. They use the robotic process or the artificial intelligence. So this is the way in future fintech. And look, the mobile banking, e-wallet, and crowdfunding, we all use this. Previously, we look for the credit card, debit card. Now everyone has the e-wallet. You just put your money in the online, and then you do the transaction from there. And e-wallet is everywhere, because even you see when you go in the highway, when you need to punch your card, there's no more. Previously you need to pay through cash, but now you need to pay through touch and go or easy pay or any highway card. So you just touch the highway card, or there is something now automatic. So there is a code reader on your uh, phone shell, so it automatically counters. Everything is e-wallet. And then the model of financing, crowdfunding changes. You have no need to generate fund through the conventional model, borrowing money, issuing in different way to take the stockholders or to borrow from the bond. But now you can borrow from the crowdfunding. There are lots of crowdfunding agencies in the online, huge crowdfunding. And mobile banking, almost every country mobile bankings are now highly famous and very easy. You have no need to do any other access, because everyone has mobile on their pocket. So, and then look the insurance tech. Now previously you need to do lots of things to do insurance, but now it's very easy. You just do fill up one form, 5 minutes you make an insurance. And then regulation tech, there are lots of business. You need to maintain lots of rules, regulation, and compliance. And whenever you do it manually, you need to go lawyer, and you need to have a big problem and time consuming and resource consuming. You need to engage people. But now there are lots of softwares or company, the RegTech, they just maintain all of your procedures very easily, and you can get it with very cheap price. Then wealth tech, they can manage all of your wealth based on online, and you have no need to go even the portfolio investment. This is a different model. Now they can manage your wealth based on the internationalized ways, not necessarily within the small market, your market. Now they can diversify in all over the world, any commodity. So they will give you more access, better access. But there are some issues, some problem. There's a cyber security. So there's the cons, always something bad. Good side always has something negative side. The cyber security is a big threat. Data security is a big threat. People's are very aware about their personal data, because most cases data hijacked and data sold by the agency is a problem. Then anti-terrorism and money laundering may happen. There are lots of action happen due to the online transaction in the money laundering. So money laundering law is become more strict, and people are monitoring also more. So your personal information will be monitored lots. Then other issue is, due to the online activities, it has also environmental impact. It has environmental impact because lots of people are doing the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology that causes to huge CO2 emission. And but in against, you can raise the lots of sustainable finance and some of the green finance, because this is a way you can deal better way. So there are lots of finance generations through the fintech. And look, the Islamic finance and Islamic fintech issues, that's also a future. If you learn something about the Islamic Sharia compliance in the fintech, then you have a scope in future, because this is also a new area, because the Sharia and Islamic finance is flourishing too much. And if you link the Islamic finance with the fintech industry, or how you can make the compliance of the Islamic issue, Sharia compliance for the fintech accounting, then it will be a good research also, or good area for your career. And if you look the sustainable finance in the fintech area, or sustainable finance or sustainable accounting management or digital accounting management, that will become a very good career. As you are students, you should understand that what is the future market, what is the future demand, how the business behave. In future, the business are more focusing on the digitalizations. And when the recruiter, when the employer more going to the digitalizations, you also need to adjust with the digitalization process. And one of the problem is our academia is far behind than the industry requirement. Suppose the industry wants the digital now, instantly. Industry is moving very fast. Rather than our academia, we are very slow. In the academia, even we have not yet included fintech in our whole master's undergrad course Most of the universities of the world still don't know what is fintech, and they don't offer any course on fintech. They don't offer any course on digitalization. Whereas just the moment after a few days when you become graduate, you need to know fintech. When you go in the industry, you actually work in the digital world, but you have no idea on this issue. Therefore, I suggest a student don't only just focus or rely on the syllabus. Syllabus is nothing. Syllabus is just to make you a systematic person. That's all. But if you want to learn the very art of the state issue, if you learn to know something that help you in the market, learn something beyond the syllabus. Because whenever you call in the job market, whenever you face in the job market fiber, everyone has the certificate. If you face in the Viva 10, 20 competitors, everyone has a bachelor degree. Okay, don't think the bachelor degree give you lots, because, but this is just a means to call you. That's all. After that, they will interview you. They will see how much you know beyond the syllabus. Syllabus, everyone know. Those who are in the competitors in the Viva board, everyone know what is in the syllabus, but they want to see who knows beyond the syllabus, who knows what is going on in the market, and how much you can adapt with this market, how much you can give the recruiters. That's the point. This is a give and take. Everywhere is a give and take. If you know something better, you know something what is going on beyond the syllabus, that will add good value for you. So look at the challenges of the fintech, the cybersecurity and fraud risks, and inefficiency in the business management, like inventory management, cash management, poor personal relation, and many of our business, those who are in the physical business, they are struggling to adjust with these digitalizations. And also some cases we face the internet connectivity, low bandwidth, or the down website down, or online connectivity problem. Then the behavioral change. People like cash. Okay, lots of people like the cash note. If people like the smell of the cash note, but digital, you cannot see, only see the digit 0 and 1, the binary code. Okay, so you said the code don't give you any fragrance. Maybe in future code also give the fragrance. There are lots of features going on. How can you send the fragrance through the online digitalizations? There are interesting, lots of people invest in lots of interesting ideas, and you will see many surprising things in future. So, but the behavioral change, you need to do the behavioral change, especially our senior citizens. They are also stuck with the old model. They like old style of management. They like the physical relationship. You come every day, but in future this will change. Okay, then high risk for new startup. New startup is very risky because they are not ready for everything, and they also face lots of financing issues. But in future it will become very easy, because when more people are aware about this issue, when more business or investors will come forward, then it will become easy. And when the market people already aware on this issue, so the market expansion will become easy for them. And also another issue is the lack of expertise, and people, there are not enough expert in this area, or many issues are new, but the issue will solve very soon. If you see within 1 2 years, many things will become very easy. Okay, and one thing is very important is the innovation. You only survive in the startup based on your innovation, because there are lots of competition, very high competitions are here, and people come with similar product, and everyone's fight with each other in digitalizations, and it's also very difficult to protect your copyright, because they just make the different little bit here and there, little bit size or color change, and copy your product. Because this is the online digital products, it's easy to copy and easy to hijack your idea, especially the big giant corporations. Suppose the Google bought all the small ideas startup. If you bring one new idea startup, if Google offer, you must sell it. Otherwise, they has the ability to bring with the same product within 1 week. That's take years after years for you, and their R&D is very strong. So this is a big problem, that how you fight with giant competitor. But it's still many startup is growing, and I will show you how you can survive in this situation. And the instability and the uncertainty in the system. Suppose you hold the fiber optics in these regions are not enough strong as the developed country, or the internet bandwidth is not enough strong, or our whole security system is not enough strong, or our backup is not strong. Even our trustworthiness among the environment, among the issues is not enough strong. This is the one of the challenge for the developing country. And even government rules and regulation is not enough strong to protect your product, to protect your copyright, or to protect your idea, or to protect your account. Or if anybody hijack, or anybody just interferes in your online security system, then there's not enough protections from the government also. So rules regulation is not liberal in many cases in the emerging issues. This is a big challenge. And many cases also the rules regulation are very strict for the locals or international, for the startup, because government itself also not aware what is going on, how to handle this issue, or it is completely new things. But okay, many governments are already come up with lots of ideas, and they already understand this is the demand and this should be, so they are promoting. Many government give the financing and lots of supports for the young startups, young entrepreneurs to develop, but still the risk is very high. These are the challenges, and the lacks of loyalty and trust. So this is not easy to start something and make it a established entity. So as a young entrepreneur, if you do some things and you train up, and you don't find enough loyal customer, because customers have lots of options, they go in the other places, and there's a trustworthy problem here. And because if you buy in the online, there are lots of fake things, and many cases you don't get the exact thing what you order in the online. So online is not the physical. If you cannot touch it, you cannot take the pregnancy, you cannot see the real color. There's the difference. Then you a monitor color is different. If you buy a product looking the, suppose the color of the dress, looking in the monitor, and then when this comes, is not the same. Okay, so there are lots of issues. And the most important issue is when the industrializations happen, most of the industrialized country loss of the employment gone. Huge people were unemployed, and that will happen again now in the digitalization process. We are in the starting of the digitalization process. When it's flourish within next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you see unemployment rate will become very, very high, very, very high for these regions. And it's very difficult for a government to handle this big chunk of unemployment. We have already seen lots of unemployment due to COVID, and that unemployment will not stop here, and that will may grow in next 5 years due to the digitalization process. So if you think that COVID, after COVID-19 we will get a job or it will become normal, but the more challenging is coming. So only the way you can survive is to update yourself, know the system, know the digitalization, involve yourself with the digitalization, learn yourself in this issue. So as an investor, my recommendation is know the financial literacy. Or as a students, you also know the financial literacy. This is very important. Financial literacy, you think I know enough finance, that's not the financial literacy. I know how to manage money, that's not enough, because the model is changing continuously. How the finance dealings, how the money dealings, how the way is should be, or in future transaction, future dealings is different than the last one. So learn the things. Don't wait for the syllabus. Don't wait the school will teach you. School don't teach you. We don't teach a student. We teach far behind things than the industry. It take time. We also need to learn. The lecturer need to learn, and our syllabus changing has a lots of process. It needs lots of approval, lots of content development, and it's not easy. It takes time. Even our lecturers, our colleagues faced lots of difficulties in the pandemic to update our materials, to update our testing system, examination system from the physical to the online. And we faced lots. And for the digitalization, our syllabus is not ready. It's very true. So my suggestion for the student, don't wait for us, don't wait for your syllabus. Syllabus follows, it may come another after 5 years when it will be flourished, but in the meantime you will become graduated, and then what will do in the real market? Learn by yourself, learn something beyond the syllabus, do assignments beyond the syllabus, do assignments on real life issues, then you will see the real things what is going on, and learn from the financial literacy, new way of the financial literacy, how you can improve yourself. Then understand the future business and markets, because if you go for the job market, then you need to understand their model, how they're doing, what is their target, in which direction the business are going. And if you see the corporations, they will not be same as before. The way of we teach in our classroom, this is the accounting system, this is calculate the ratio, this is the income statement, this is the financial statement, everything will change very soon. The statements will also change very soon. Now, if you look the accounting information system, the many things already changed, and many things already changed. Suppose the audit, many things already changed regarding the audit, because last 2 years in the pandemic, everything is online. So the auditor need to know how to audit, and also need to know how to audit from the remote area. It is not from face to face. You see and evaluate every paper, the sign is there, it is original, no need. Now you need to know how to audit, only look at the screen. They send you document, you need to check it in the online, check it in the monitor, it's not the real. So many things already changed, many things. And if you don't know how to adjust with this, then you will face big trouble. Though you are investors, though you are the businessman, or though you are in the auditors or policymakers, any group you belongs to, you should know the digitalization. And those who are the researchers, this is the prime time. Move your research, move your research in that direction. Otherwise, you cannot survive. If you move already in the accounting information system, digitalizations or fintech, if you move already research in the fintechs, or the Islamic fintech, or the Sharia compliant investment, or the sustainable issue, then you cannot survive in future. The mainstream discipline already packed. Mainstream discipline is already full by the lots of giant professors. You cannot overtake the professors from the Harvard, Oxford, Yale, Cornell. They are the very big guys, and they are really giant in this field. So they block all the mainstream. If you want to go in the top journals, if you want to publish in the top place, if you want to create top knowledge, something good, go beyond the mainstream. Look at the applied side. If you think something applied side, then you can publish in the top journals. If you want to publish in the journal of audit, very impossible for the emerging countries, because we are not ready for this. We are not trained up as like that. But we can publish in the audit if we work in something different way. If we work on the audit in the AIS system, if we can work audit for the green marketing or green investment cases, because the model, digital business model is different. So how can we audit digital business? If we do something innovative, then we can touch there, we can hit in the top channels, we can hit in the international platform, people call us. If you can publish something new, something good, innovative, then people will call you. The policymaker, government will call you for the consultancy, an international body will call you for funding and grant. So find and see what is the future, how future is moving, rather than just look the back. The COVID-19 already over, it's back, it's gone, finished. Now look the post-COVID-19 and prepare yourself. Think yourself how you can do better model, how can you link the future rather than the past. Be proactive. If you are proactive, you understand what is going on in future, then you can do better in future. Don't move when everyone moves, go beyond everyone moves, start before then everyone moves, so you will be the leading position. Then recalculate your risks and return expectations. The old model of risks and return, because the investment, we always calculate risks and return. This is the very fundamental finance, that the risk and return goes together for the investment. But now recalculate it, think different way. Think the new risks. The risks for the digitalizations is different than the risks for the physical business. And look at the return. The return is different, huge difference. And look at the return for the existing business. There are also huge difference. In the existing business, we think the return would be 5%, 10, 20, 50%. In the digitalization, return would be 100%, 1000%. So this is different model, and your customer base is different. Previously, you serve only within country, within the small locality, within the area, but now you can serve the whole over the world. Everywhere your market is open, you can target millions of customers at a time. So also secure your investment. Look the security threat. Look on the issue of the different threats that may come. The most threat is from the cybersecurity or the online issues. So you think and prepare yourself, learn your financial literacy, improve your financial literacy on the new issues, and then diversify your portfolio. If you want, you can diversify all over the world nowadays. You have no need to diversify just within the sectors. Now, if you go digitalization, you can diversify in many ways, and the dimension of diversification is huge in many ways. So that's the way I suggest the investors or the students of the academicians, researchers, you can go. So these are the last few suggestions, recommendations for the academia. This is interesting. We are academia very slow. This is true. Industry always blame us, but that's true. We are very slow. Because this is a process. It takes time. Whenever we make any change in the syllabus, it takes time for adjustment. It takes time for approval. It takes time for the approval from the university, approval from the ministry, and include in the syllabus. And always we see any knowledge in the bookish knowledge is almost 10 years back knowledge. We taught the book consider the knowledge that is almost 10 years back knowledge. So we are 10 years behind the real life. The best knowledge, the ready knowledge, or the just come from the open new knowledge is the conference knowledge. Still that is 6 month or 1 year old knowledge. If something come in my mind, that's the very new innovative recent knowledge, and then I prepare something, is a article form or presentation form that go still 6 months, 1 year. So when I present it in the conference, it's already 1 year old knowledge, but still that's the latest one. And then whenever we go publish in the journal, that is 2 years old knowledge, because we flourish, make lots of revisions, and then publish, or lots of rejection, improvement, and publish. It takes 2 years. So if you see any knowledge in the conference, that's almost 1 year's back knowledge. If you see the knowledge in the journal article, that's 2-3 years back knowledge. And when so many articles publish on any matters, when so many people talk on that matters, when it is a established theory, when we know it is a good law or theory and established in the academia, then it's come in the book. The book only include the established material. So it takes almost 10 years to include anything in the books. So if you see the book, academics books, that's a 10 years old knowledge. If you get the real knowledge, look the blogs, look at the Twitter. Even now, Twitter is very important. The established school or top school, what they tweet is very important. What are they doing is very important. Look at the forthcoming special issues of the top journals, that they know what is going on, what is going in the future direction, and you get lots of knowledge from there. So academia should focus on the fintech and digital economy issues and incorporate them in the curriculum. And academia also need to strong linkage, collaboration with industry. What is the industry requirement in terms of fintech? What are they are looking for? Because this is something new. Industry also getting new experience. So if they work collaborate with the academia, then we can flourish jointly. And students should learn how to utilize fintech for their personal financing, as well as job and consultancy and future career. Okay, students should learn to develop a startup or gain some skill to serve or adapt to future techno-based world. So it's up to you how you can get it, but don't wait for the academia to teach you everything. For the business people, okay, now most of the business are the old model. So you need to focus on the digitalization, move the digitalization process, things how you transfer your business from the physical business to the digital business, because otherwise you will go out of the market, you'll be extinct very soon. So business should focus on customer satisfactions, and these are the challenges, how you ensure the loyalty of the customers in the online business. And you should focus on it and build up the trust and loyalty, and protect the personal information. This is very important. People are aware about their personal information, that their credit card will not hijack, their personal information will not hijack or not leaked out. So that's a very important. And business also need to adapt with the fintech system for their regular transactions. So most of the transactions is now online. So if you just still rely on the physical currency, physical transaction, then you should think how you move beyond. Okay, and then despite the increasing speed of digital innovation, business should invest in education, technological infrastructure development, and life programs to fully reap the benefits of the digital economy. So now the model will also be changed. Previously, business invest within their R&D department, but now you should involve with the education sector, infrastructure development. We see in the COVID time, the business of progress lost, then they also help the academia to develop the infrastructure. And they understand that if the education sector collapse, then future business will also collapse. And knowledge comes from the educations or academia. So they also go for together. And now academic research also should link with the business research and move together to tackle these new things. And industries also should involve more R&D on this matter and collaborate with big platforms or organizations. I already mentioned that the big organizations, those who have a strong R&D departments, and the only way is the small business can survive to link with them. To collaborate with them and somehow take the affiliation. Otherwise, your idea can hijack. They can take your idea, and it's very true that the big company take everything from the small one. Even if you see the Samsung or the iPhone, they hijack lots of idea from the other small mobile companies. Everything they updated, everything whatever the other small companies bring in their, all they take all the features in their mobile phone. And this is just idea. There is no protection of the idea. You can protect your logo, you can protect something, but many of the features are almost same. You cannot protect it. So this is very easy for them, the big company, to take it. So only one way to survive is merge with them or collaborate with them, or take the strong precaution and take the legal action. Look at the best of your legal action, best of your protection. Take the copyright very strong. And you also need to train up enough good about your fraud and online data security and cyber security. So policymaker also should look all of this issue. And one thing is very important for the policymaker is, previously the emerging countries, we missed the industrialization process. We missed the train of industrializations, and that's why we are the poor for long time, hundreds of years. We are poor people. We need to now grow up. If we miss this digitalization process, if we don't update ourselves, or if we cannot go same line with the developed nation, that we will be far behind. And once we will be behind, once we miss this platform of digitalization, that's gone. We will become poor another 100 years. So this is a good chance to developing countries or emerging countries to emerge and to catch the developed nation. So we, by any cost, we shouldn't miss this trend. But there are some problems. There are some problem. We know the problems is, there is a labor problems. That's also happening in the industrialization process. Look, the industrialization process. What's the problem faced by the industrialized country at the time of industrialization? That will happen again now for everyone. So we should look at that. We should take care of the employment. We should check how can we manage the employment, how can we ensure the minimum salary, minimum job. And most of the business, when they are digitalized, they go for outsourcing. In case of outsourcing, how can we ensure the minimum salary, and how can we ensure that the fairness in treatment? That's the policymaker issue. And finally, that we shouldn't miss it. And one thing we always remember, we are dealing the technology, we are dealing the machine. Machine has no emotion. Machine is not human. We are human. We have emotion. We have love. We have care. but machine don't understand love, care. And end of the day, we are human. Whatever it is, not only the money, it's not only the technology, it's not only the business, it's not only the growth. End of the day, we are human. We are friends. We are brother. We are sister. We are mother and fathers. So we are the son and daughters. We have relationship. We should take care of our relationship. We should take care of our emotions, and we should take care of the whole human civilizations. It's not the greediness only. Just I grow and I grow with my laptop. That's all. Me and my laptop is the world. We should focus beyond that. And I hope if we understand the whole scenario, then we can do better in future, and we can care our human civilizations, and we can care ourselves. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Any questions from the students? You may open your microphone and talk directly to Dr. Mahmud Alam, yeah?
Any question?
Ya, silakan Joseph.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Mahmud. My
Good
question
morning
is
again.
about the green economy. How will commodity companies affected by this new alternative energy? Will it be profitable or not for those companies to still engage in usual practice? Thank you.
So which company? Commodity company?
Mining companies.
Mining company. Yeah, profit is something different. The physical work is there. Mining is physical works. They need to extract the resource. So they always extract the resource. But the point is how they trade it, how they sell the resource, how they do the business. It's not just only extract the mine under the ground, but it's also need to trade it. It also need to sell it. And business is not the production. Business is not just the manufacturing sector. Business is lots of things, especially the trading things. So if they know on the digitalization process, if they involve their activities in the digitalization process, so it will help them lots. And ultimately they will do it because that's the demand of the time, and they must do it. So profit is something different, and the profit model will also be different. When the whole business model changes, business structure changes, when the stakeholders come with a different idea, and your business profit risks also change.
Okay, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Ya, silakan selanjutnya. Siapa nih? Meisha.
Yes, I have a question, and I already sent it to the comment. What are the main point strategy to maintain business in this digital business from our condition now, current pandemic era?
Okay, the main strategy is you need to understand the customer. The business is main focus is on customer. So you should understand the behavior of the customer, what they want, or how you can reach them. Nowadays, there is no more advertisement in that way. People go for precise advertisement, and this is called the digital advertisement. And if you see, you open the Facebook, you open the Instagram or WhatsApp or other software, there are some advertisement come to you, and this software company knows lots about you. They have lots of information about you. They know your preferred color, they know your preferred choice of dress, or your other product, what you like. or what types of product you buy normally, or you even your financial status, what you buy, what times you give the order, or how you buy the products, or what is your age, everything, demographic. They have lots of information, and then based on this information, they go for the very pinpoint advertisement. If you see the advertisement come to you very close to you, so you can pick relevant product. So that's why now the model also changed. The promotional model, advertisement model also changed. In many cases, if you go in the online, if you order something, then the price is different. If you search from your mobile phone, you see different price. If you search from your laptop, different price. If your friend search from his laptop, also different price. Same keyword, same product, but the price is different. So they also differentiate the price based on your characteristics. So business know, or the artificial intelligence know your lots of character. That's why it's now era of the big data. They know the big data, artificial intelligence, and digitalizations of business. So everything you need to understand to do a business. So you will not go for like before, whatever you like, you give the advertisement, who will like, they will buy. It's not that much. Now people go in very particular point. So this is for the one side. And other is, you know, which platform is the very suitable for your business. If you go for a small scale individual startup, and suppose you want to open a business under any shopping website like the Lazada or Amazon, your model is something. Or you open the online digital business where you sell in a new website, that's different model. Or you are a big organizations, you have different strategies, there's different case. This depends on your business and nature, and who is your customers, and who is your supplier, and how you deal with the supplier. But in overall, for the students as a new learner, it should be good you go for something new idea, some startup, develop some your business. Maybe you can start with a small business, maybe you can start with the app, or under the Facebook selling. So there are lots of business people are growing with a small idea. So that's the way you can develop your entrepreneurship. And I encourage you to go in this way. Focus on your customer. Look at their customer. The customers are the king. Always remember, customers are the king. What the customers say, they are the right. Look and serve them. If you serve the customer, you can make do good business. And one thing is, you must remember that people, it's not easy to bring money from others people's pocket. So it's not easy job, but some people can do very easy. If you see the salesperson, the insurance salesperson, sales agent from the insurance or medical company, they will come and talk lots with you, and end of the day you buy a policy. Okay, that's very interesting. These people like us, we, our business is just talk, huh? The sales people also business talk. We are selling the idea, this is the product. So their sales is very motivating, their talk is very motivating and convincing, and end of the day they sell their product, just convincing people. So your job is like the salespeople, the convincing people. If you can solve the problem of people, people will give you money. People don't bother when they face in the trouble. If you're in trouble, you are very willing to pay money, no problem. Okay, if anybody come to you and ask some money, you will not give it. But if you are in a big trouble and anybody asks, anybody come and say, okay, I'll solve it, then you are ready to give any money. That's the human nature. It's not easy to collect money from others' pockets. So try to solve the problem of the people. If you solve any problem of the people, then you can make money. If you look the problem around you, look the problem of the peoples around you in the society, what's the problem that they are facing? Try to think something innovation, something innovative way to solve their problem. If you solve their problem, they will give you money. And also God said that if you help the other people, God will help you. If you help your brother, then God will help you, that Allah will help you. That's the way, that's the dealing. So if you solve the problem of other people, then you will get lots of blessing, and your business will grow. So don't just like the I'll make money, not, don't be money oriented, be service oriented. Serve the people and money will come automatically. And that's I mentioned, we deal with the digital issue, we deal with the machine, but we are not machine, we are human. We have humanistic characteristics, we have love, we have care, we have passion. So we think the other people's, it's not just only money. So if you care the other people will care you, and you ultimately will grow. So if you go in the digital business, still you take care of the customer.
All right, thank you, Professor. It's really helpful for me. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any more question?
Yeah, another question, I think. Silahkan.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So, as we all know that you are one of the lecturer at University Utara Malaysia, then I would like to know what is Malaysian government doing to coordinate or to maintain the investment issues in Malaysia. Thank you.
Overall investment?
Yeah, I think it's all about investment issues.
Okay.
Yeah, in pandemic era, of course.
Okay, so this everywhere the same cases, governments all over the world trying the same. They try to maintain or encourage investors. They try to earn the confidence of the investor. This is one of the most important things, the confidence of the people. The market behave only based on the confidence. When the investor lose their confidence, market crash, market goes down, and it's a bullish market. Most cases, bullish or bearish depends on the confidence of the investors. So everywhere governments are trying to gain the confidence again on the market, but the problem is people don't get the confidence. And it's not on Malaysia, it's people who don't get the confidence of their government all over the world. People also in doubt about the policy, that the COVID-19 recovery plan policy and the executions of the recovery plan policy. And they are not still confidence on the management or the leadership, how effective the policy is. Is it enough to recover the whole economy? And in case of Malaysia, Malaysian is facing lots of trouble regarding the politics and regarding the economy too. They have locked down lots of days, and now GDP is negative, and government is huge budget deficit. So it's a one sort of dilemma for the governments how they do it. And other issue is the investment. Investors, not only local investors, we need to look the international investors. International investors are not that much confident on these emerging countries nowadays due to the COVID. So there is a hope that after the recovery of the COVID, the government policy will work and their action will take, recovery plan will take work, and then it will recover the market too, and they can attract the foreign investors again. But again, I said the market is not same for everyone. Those who are good investors, those who are expert, they always make money. And you see many people already make money in the every market. The people make money, even it is the worst case. Also, people make money. Those who are really aware and those who are expert in the area.
Okay, thank you Mr. for your answer. I think it's clear enough for me and answering my question. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, Rosa, thank you. Any other question? Mbak Rosa, can you please lower down your raised hand? Yeah, thank you. Any other question from the students? It seems that no more questions from our students, Doctor. Probably you have a kind of closing statement or summary of what you have discussed today about post-COVID-19 investment as well as the growth of fintech technology.
Okay, so the students who are still in the middle of your degree, they are different than those who are end of the degree. So if you are end of the degree, you should focus and understand the market. Look at the demand of the job. Prepare yourself with this. Try to earn some different skill relevant to the digitalization process. And those who are in the middle of degree, you can start your startup. Think your own business. Think something differently, because job market is not so good. In future, job market is not so pleasant as before. So there will be lots of competition, but less position. Try to do something different, learn something, then you can work as an outsourcing of the digitalization process. There are lots of new job created as the outsourcing job. You need to work from your home. You need to work from the this is previously people also do this like the freelancer. So if you learn something in future, that will become the mainstream. Previously we say that the freelancer, they have no particular job, fixed job, they earn like lump sum. But in future, that will become the mainstream job. Learn that thing, focus on that area, then in future you will do good. Maybe you go for your own business, start up, learn doing something new, or you can learn something that you serve as the outsource of the fintech or other digital organizations. And the third option is the job market. If you want to go in the job market, also again prepare yourself something beyond your syllabus. Know something better than your syllabus, that in your CV you can write, I know something this issue, I have some assignment on this issue, I know how to solve the fintech relevant this issue or fintech relevant investment or digitalization process. It's not, suppose if you apply to work in a bank, still it's not just to the way mechanics you did it before as the physical way. So you can say, yeah, I know the accounting information system, I know how to do the online accounting activities, I know how to prepare the online statement. Those it is, I don't know if it's included in the syllabus, but if it is included in the syllabus, that is the old syllabus. You should know something what is going beyond that. So do some assignment, do work activities on this issue. If you do the project, do something latest and go beyond the what other people do, go beyond the syllabus. Because everyone has the syllabus, everyone know the syllabus, everyone has this same certificate. But if you don't able to show something different in your CV, then people, why they hire you, why they give you preference to you? So create yourself, make yourself update and learn some software, learn some techniques that will give you better option, inshallah. And I hope you will do better in futures. And I hope the best for you and your careers here and hereafter. And I wish all the best. If you have any questions, any issues, you can also ask me. I have email address here. You can ask through your lecturer or you can ask me directly. And I hope you'll keep in touch. Thank you everyone for your patience and sharing your questions and knowledge.
All right. Thank you very much for your lecture today, Doctor. And I think what you have summarized at the end of the session regarding additional skills, additional ability that students have to possess in order to survive and to win, even to win the job market is very important. So I hope all the students here can take notes on what Dr. Mahmudul has suggested for you. So I think the closing statement has been the end of our session today. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Mahmudul for coming to our investment management class this morning. And then inshallah we'll meet again tomorrow, yeah, Doctor, for 2 sessions on Wednesday in the morning as well as in the afternoon.
Okay.
All right, and Dr. Mahmudul also already put a note here in our chat room about his phone number as well as his email address in case that some of you would like to contact him for any kind of consultation or discussion. Okay, thank you, Dokter. Terima kasih juga untuk semuanya, Pak Imam students today for your coming. We'll meet again next time on the other guest lectures in the other visiting professors class. Thank you for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Doctor.
Wabarakatuh.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
I will end this session.